Well, welcome to the Echo Tips podcast. In this week's episode, we're going to be talking about a brand new feature on the Amazon Echo that was announced in the the February announcements, but were released here in the first week of March. And so we're going to look at this new feature that allows you to get your notifications even if you're not near your Echo, but to continue to get some sort of audible notification. So it's called Notify When Nearby. So we're going to find out a little more about that. And this feature could be especially useful for those with disabilities or vision impairments that might not be able to see the notification light swirling around on the top with yellow, telling you that you missed something. So we're going to talk about that, but really I think could be beneficial for anyone. But before we get into that in any sort of detail, we're going to go to a brief message about our podcast, and then we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Well, hello again and welcome back to the Echo Tips podcast. For our new listeners, you may be wondering, what did I get myself into? What am I listening to? Well, you're listening to the Echo Tips podcast with me, David Ward. I'm an assistive technology instructor with the New Vision program at Goodwill, and we're based here in Southwest Virginia. And it's good to have you with us. Our podcast is a little nuggetized episodes, sometimes 5 to 15 minutes in length, where we try to tackle new topics on the Amazon Echo, new features, perhaps new equipment, and sometimes we dust off some of the old goodies, especially if there's a new twist or something we want to bring up. Today is a new feature that we're going to be talking about, and we'd like to welcome you here along with our returning listeners. And because of both of you, we're about to break 100,000 listens to our nearly 200 episodes. And at the end of the podcast, we'll mention ways in which you can reach out if you have a question or topic or something you'd like to see us cover in a future episode. Okay, so let's delve right in, and we're not going to really have an opportunity to do much of a demo today. If I can, I'm going to play in a sound effect so you know what I'm talking about if I can manage to find it. But what we're dealing with is notifications. So notifications could include a weather alert, maybe severe weather, and you get a ding ding, on your Echo. It could be a Domino's pizza order is coming. It could be a package is delivered. It could be that you have a message waiting for you. All of those could fall into notifications. And notifications can get a little burdensome, especially with some advertising components that Echo has. And we've talked about that in previous episodes, how you can easily go into the A-Lady app on your phone, and then you go to the More button in the bottom right, and then you go to Settings, and then in your global settings for all your Echoes, you would just tap on Notifications, and from there you can tailor things the way that you want them. But ironically, the feature we're going to talk about today is not in that section. But first, let me tell you what it is. So if you've ever had your Echo chime, imagine you're in the kitchen and it chimes, you're about to have packages delivered today. But you're downstairs in the basement or in your office and you can't hear your Echo, well then you've really kind of missed that notification, especially if you didn't have it also set up to get it on your phone at the same time. You didn't have your phone with you. So what was the mechanism for you to really get notified that, hey, whatever's happening, my packages are getting delivered? Well, you would walk back in your kitchen and hopefully visually notice that maybe there was a yellow light spinning on the top of your Echo or your traditional Echo without a screen. Now, if you had one with a screen, there may be a visual indicator on the screen that you had missed a notification. But you really wouldn't get any other kind of additional insights that you had missed something. even though you had really. And so this was something many of us had reached out to, especially me, working with the visually impaired, about, it would be really nice if we could have some sort of repeating audible notification or something so that we could acknowledge it even if we were out of the room. We come back and we could acknowledge it. But really, I think this feature is good for anybody in any kind of given situation, that you make sure that you're getting your notices as you need them, especially think about something like weather alerts or things like that. Okay, so let me read the breakdown of what this does right off the website and how it works from Amazon. This was in the February blog announcements about what's new, and was just released March 1st. So this is pretty much brand new. It says here about this feature, which is called Notify When Nearby. It says you can get your notifications when you're near an A-Lady enabled device. And the mechanism for doing this, it says here, is with Notify When Nearby, A-Lady uses Bluetooth, location, and voice ID on your phone to detect when you're near a compatible A-Lady enabled device, and notifies you of any missed notifications. Okay. All right. So interestingly enough, so it's connected really, it looks like, with your Bluetooth detection, maybe some GPS location information, voice ID, and your phone. So your phone can keep track of some of that stuff. And that's one of the unique things about the phone, is that it can be kind of an extension of your A-Lady, of your Echo device. And so that's really kind of cool, the ability for it there to feed into that, hey, now he's near his Echo again. You need to go ding, ding, ding. Hey, your package is getting delivered. Now, I couldn't really, like I said, find an easy way to trigger a notification on my Echo so I could get the sound effect here. If I can, I will insert it right here. Otherwise, I will just have the A-Lady say something cute just for kicks and giggles. All right. So, anywho, what might this be especially? Well, how do you turn this feature on? Well, apparently there's no verbal way to turn it on right now. So what you would need to do is follow these following directions. You would need to open your A-Lady app on your tablet or smartphone. You'll need to go to the More button in the bottom right corner. You're going to tap on that, and then it's going to pull up, you need to go to Settings on that next menu that slides out. And then on that next page, on the main, I would call that global settings, because it affects everything connected with your account, no matter how many Echoes you have. You would go to I guess this is a new thing, because I don't remember this being here, an accessibility global setting. And so you tap on accessibility, because this feature was really tailored with the disabled or the visually impaired and totally blind in mind, because that way they can help get them these notifications. And then once you're under that main accessibility tab or setting, you're going to go to on the next page, turn Notify When Nearby on, and it has a little description there. So you will just turn that toggle on, and then you are golden. So pretty nifty, pretty nifty. Now, admittedly, I want to just comment real quick on this. I am surprised, and Amazon, if you're listening, feel free. Of course, you guys already know this, I'm sure. But I'm a little surprised that it says Bluetooth, location, voice ID in your telephone. Now, I do think that is wonderful telemetry. Like, if I was leaving my house and I was coming to work, my A-Lady app is on my phone, and it knows maybe when I get to work that, hey, when Dave walks in the office and Bluetooth is detected, especially if Dave with voice ID asks the Echo for the time or something, hey, this is the time, bam, to chime and go, hey, by the way, when you were en route, I wanted to let you know your package is being delivered to the house today. That could be cool. I'm not saying that's not very good, and it might be better than I think it is naturally. But I only bring this up to say the new Echoes, like the Echo Show 10 with motion that I have here in the classroom, and the new Echo Show 15, and I'm thinking the Dots have this feature too, but I'm blanking on it right now. The new 4th gen, I think, Dots, the like softball shaped round ones with a flat, anyway, I think they all have this. Well, I know the 10 Motion does. Here I have in the classroom, and the 15 is supposed to have it, I believe, as well. A people detection feature. So the ability for it to sense when people are in the room, either by some sort of combination of acoustics and or maybe even facial recognition, especially with the Echo 15, the ability to know that mom or dad is standing in front of the unit and asking for their calendar, to do rudimentary people detection. And now you can set that to trigger routines, like when I leave the room, turn the thermostat down, or when I enter the room, turn the thermostat up. But I'm wondering if they'll eventually advance this feature to include some of that telemetry in addition to what they say they're gathering here. Because that might be even a way to make this even more versatile. Not to say that it's bad or anything yet. I haven't really used it. But very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, so anyway, that's a really handy way to get your notifications even if you are not near your Echo when they go off. And that's not to say you can't get them on your phone as well. I believe in most instances, if you have that enabled and notifications turned on in your telephone. Hey, chiming in here with a little post-production note. I wanted to mention first, too, that this feature is much more extensive than the notifications that you might otherwise get on your phone. You're not going to get that on your phone for everything that the Echo would typically chime up for, so this is really a new, expansive feature. Also, I'd like to mention that the toggle, when you turn it on your phone, it's going to take you through a brief tutorial step by step. It's going to mention the capabilities of the phone and also ask you in your settings to toggle on location features are enabled for the A-Lady app and permissions, and it'll ask on especially an iPhone for that to be available at all times. Now I don't think that's going to be a huge battery suck because I don't think it's probably pulling GPS information, which typically would be a battery suck, but instead it's probably using that Bluetooth connectivity to detect when it's near your Echo and you've arrived at, say, your workplace or another room. So, but time will tell, and I'll report back in if it does turn out to be a battery suck. It also mentioned in there that Echo's 2019 forward will really be able to utilize this feature best. Okay, so that's it. Okay, well, so that pretty much brings this episode to a close. If you'd like to reach out to us with thoughts or suggestions, feel free to do so on social media, either at Facebook or Twitter. Just look up Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and just let us know that, hey, I really love that show with Dave and the Echo Tips podcast. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a 5 stars. If you have a podcast player of your choice, please do that as well. Maybe leave a comment. Give us a 5 star. If you feel like this could help some of your friends or neighbors that are using Echoes or family members, feel free to share those episodes out with them as well. And if you delve back into our archives, I think you'll find something almost for everybody, from family to kids, to caregivers, to the elderly, to those with disabilities. Could be almost anything: hearing, sight disabilities, motor impairments, all sorts of different things. Those that just want to listen to audiobooks, newspapers, just so many things that are available. And so feel free to delve back into our archives. Well, it's that time again to start practicing some of the many things that you've learned. Check out this feature in your A-Lady app. I'm David Ward for the New Vision program, and we thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. Let me tell you a bit more. Let me put on my official sounding voice. Ahem, ahem. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Phew! Thanks for listening.